We'll have a walk around the shed, show you what we're expected to do this winter around the works. Go on, mate, all right. And point out a few interesting projects, hopefully. The S160 is just there, which is our main one we're going to outshop before the start of next season. And then we've got things like the standard tank with some bits coming back this week. 825 we're working on, and then various diesels. So the S160 is up here.
He'll be cutting up rags at the steps.
We've got to the point now where the backhead cladding's all done, which we need to take off so we can paint it and lag it. That should be next week. Various ashpan sections we'll point out around the works has been fabricated together, ready for the Steel Benders UK sections coming. And then we've got the front end, which is some more bits down here. Things like the new blast pipe, the blast nozzle that's coming from the suppliers today. So there's a lot of interesting work coming up. This is a bit of a short-term project, but it's one that's critical for next season, especially if we get a hot, dry summer again. The longer-term things will be the standard tank, which you can see up there, and the 825, and then next door where we do all our winter maintenance. That's the main works, what we're going to be doing. So we've got the front end is all stripped down. So bits are ready to go back in the smoke box. So we'll have the new blast pipe, the crown section, the new petticoat, the chimney, the front door plate will go on. The air pump's been overhauled, so that's ready for us to bolt back on and then start testing. The boiler clack spindles that go on the side, they've just gone to suppliers today, so you can make new stuff in boxes, spindles, and make as a parts. And then you can see the work that the gang have been doing. The clean-up work, the new fresh bits of paint going on. There's one of the sections for the. There's one of the sections for the airflow pipes, and it's on its side, but the bricks sit on these shelves as part of the new oil burning system. So we've got loads of bits that have been in fabrication and bits have been made, and then we'll bang it all back together. Long-term project 8135 up here. When we did the liners on the previous video, they went in there, but as you can see now, the rear covers are on. The slide bars have been picked up today, which go across there. So when they're on, we can then start putting the piston, the crosshead on, and then we can start timing the engine to the con rod, so we'll have a full rolling chassis. These bits are all, obviously you can't do that lot till you've got the slide bars. You can't do the liners, you put the piston in until you've got the liners, so they all come in like a big jigsaw puzzle. But today the liners should come back. They're coming from Daniele Works. They've been machined back to square profiles to knock out all the wear that the engine experienced last time it was in traffic. And hopefully we get a boiler back and put it back in. Eric's having its wheel sets out this year for axle box work. So that'll be up on the wheel drop. All the motion's got to come off. The wheel drop will drop individual wheel sets out one at a time. We'll then strip the axle boxes, re-white metal, re-machine as needed, put it all back together, again, time it again. Repton's having the same work, but Repton also needs its tyre turning. So them tyres will be going away to specialist contractor because of the 6'8" diameter of them. I think there's only one wheel lathe in the area that can do them, so they'll be going to Tysley. So both our Whitby engines won't have any wheels sets in this year. Up the front, 806 will be having its usual winter work, which will be bushes, measurements, crack testing, all the usual stuff, so that won't have any rods on. The 9F will be having the same, although we're hoping that's still going to go away to the other railways it's booked in at. And then we'll be looking at what we've got left, Little 29. Little 29 needs valve work, motion work. It's a bit knocky, just to get through to its end of its ticket. I think it's got some special trains coming up, and then it'll be ready for its little chuff round that it does again next year. So big works this year. We haven't taken wheel sets out of an engine for a couple of years. You could probably expect that when these bits come out, they take up an awful lot of floor space. These ones won't even go away on a wagon, but we'll have to store them somewhere. we'll do that on the wheel drop roads. We'll clear them in preparation for the engine coming to bits, but Repton's will be going away. And then we'll have to put things on axle stands. So we're going to do Repton when it's finished its current 28-day boiler ticket. And then we'll do Eric after the Whitby excursions is the current plan for the winter running after January the 4th. We've then got that really short window to try and get things back together before the season starts at the end of March. It's a bit mad here. When we talk about tyres, they're not dissimilar to a tyre. Apart from that one's on a forklift and this one's on a steam engine. So you've got the main wheel and this on the outside with the profile on that's the tyre. So the tyre gets, when they fit them, it gets heated up, the wheel set gets dropped in, and as it shrinks, it interference locks on your wheel. So it's shrunk on. A bit similar to process to when they did cart horse tyres, but it's the same technology. That keeps all your spokes in, keeps your wheel in, it stops the tyre coming off. So when we're talking about tyre turning, when the engine's in traffic, this bit gets worn away on your steel-on-steel wheel. So we have to reprofile that. We have to do that. That stops your tyres slipping. It gives you your best adhesion possible. And if you look at the slight profile, it's got a slight gradient on it. The top of your rail is also shaped, and that gives you very small contact area. The way that the tyres are also profiled means the engine always stays in the middle of the track. It'd be like rolling a wheelbarrow down two parallel surfaces. It'll always try and centre itself. And that gradient also allows the engine to go around corners, because as it rides up one side, it's always trying to centre itself. So tyre profiles are super critical, which we measure every year. We monitor. There's the flange needs measuring. There's the tyre itself, and then you might see. Well, this one's currently an overhaul, but if you see them on there, that's your anti-slip mark to show if it's moved. And that gets examined twice daily on our railway. So Repton needs its profiles putting back on, which isn't an easy job. Tyres have to go out on a wagon down to 𝙤𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼, they turn them, bring them back, rebuild the engine, set the ride heights, because as you take material off there, the engine gets lower. So we've got to set the ride heights, check all the springs while we're doing that, then time the engine, because it'll affect the timing, and then put it back out into traffic, down to the seaside. While we've got our own works on, we're still supporting 𝙈𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼. You see the Q6 up there. That wants winter maintenance, even though it's been away. We winter maintenance all our engines. And then we'll get the 𝙤𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼 back at some point. And that'll be same again. We're assisting 𝙈𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼, they help us provide engines. It's a good collaboration. It's all good. You might have seen by some of our Facebook posts, we're after help from Heartland still, which is behind me. The tapping's going really well. The stairs have been made by our volunteers, as you can see. Both sides are now done. We've got the backhead and the throat plate still to do. So anybody can come and give us an hand while we're doing winter maintenance. Much appreciated. Full train will be given. We just like willing people. Sign up online. Sign up online. Yeah. Essex Loco NYMR working together to make tube plate for 825, which Will Parish is leading. As you can see, all them holes have been drilled now. These are all for rivets. It needs to go in the frames for a line-up with its smoke box. All this work needs to carry on while we're doing winter maintenance. Lots of work to do. So on top of all the steam work, we've got diesels to look at. We've got two 37s, the 31, a 47, and our shunter fleet all to do winter maintenance on. That's full mechanical assessments, things like tyre measuring, UATs, brake tests, air vessel tests. It's all got to fit in that shed somehow. We've got to, it's like playing Jenga sometimes, but there's a lot of work on the diesel department as well as all the steam fleet. And then we've got to keep all the plant and machinery running, so things like the coal stage, the wheel drop. The wheel drop's going to get a lot of work. And then we'll probably end up using some of 𝙈𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼 shed if they let us in there over winter, which depends how their engines stack up. It's a bit tricky, it's like Tetris. I don't know where we'd build it, but if someone wants to fund us a diesel shed, that'd be ideal. We'll take one. We'll keep you updated as we go through winter, as all this work falls out of the shed and gets mended. I think that's about best we can say, really.